Hi all, welcome back to another cooking video with Youth Sport Nutrition. I'm Dan Richardson, lead nutritionist here at YSN. Today we're going to cook a tofu stir fry. So our first step is we need to take our tofu out of the packet, dry it off, and then we are going to cube it into equal shapes to make sure that it cooks evenly. So the next job is to chop our carrot. We need to make sure that we're chopping this down the carrot to get small circles so they cook nice and quickly and we don't end up with too much crunch in the carrot. Next, we need to chop our garlic and press it. Ultimately, all we need to do is peel it, and then once we take one of the cloves, chop it nice and finely if we don't have a mincer. If not, we can just squeeze it straight through that mincer. What's left in here? Nothing to cook. So first things first, now we're over at the pan, we need to get our pan nice and hot and throw in some oil. Similar to the previous recipe, we want to add plenty of oil in there and make sure that we get it nice and hot before adding any of the ingredients. The cooking process for this meal is super simple. It is a stir fry. So all we're going to do is stir and fry all of our ingredients, but of course there is an order of proceedings that we need to follow. The tofu and carrots are going to go in first, followed by the peppers, and then we're going to finish it off with some soy sauce and the stir-in udon noodles to complete the dish before moving it over to a plate and topping it with lettuce and some sesame seeds. So first and foremost, we're going to take that carrot and we're going to throw the carrot into the pan and get it cooking away, as this is going to take one of the longest out of all of the ingredients that we have. Second of all, the tofu is then going to go in. So we're going to take that tofu and just slide it on in there, making sure that it's frying away. And then we're going to leave that to sit for 3 to 4 minutes just to allow it to start going golden and let those carrots soften just a little bit. So once the tofu and the carrots have started to cook, we're going to add our soy sauce. Again, we can measure this out or we can just sprinkle it on. It's up to you how you want to do so. I prefer to lather mine in soy sauce, and then from there, once we get that heat back in the pan, we're going to add in our peppers, and of course we're going to scoop in our garlic as well. So once everything is in, that is when we start to create the stir fry, frying it and stirring it all at the same time. Before the last 2 minutes, we're going to add in the udon noodles to complete this dish. So once we've stir fried our carrots, our peppers, our garlic, and of course our tofu, we're then going to add in our stirring noodles. We may want to add a little bit more soy sauce to this, but ultimately all we need to do is stir these through for a couple of minutes to soften, and then we're ready to serve. So once we finish stir frying all of the food, we want to take it out the pan onto a plate and decorate it with some more greens using lettuce and spinach, whilst also topping it with some sesame seeds. And what we want to try and do is get the noodles on the plate first to make a bed for our tofu, carrots and peppers from there. Once we've done that, we're then going to add our greens, which can come in the form of lettuce, but also we can add some spinach in there as well. So once we have our main stir fry on there, we just want to take some spinach, add that to around the side, but then also in addition to that, we want to look at getting some more veg in by adding some of our lettuce. Now we can chop this up and make it pretty, but what we can also do is just add it by tearing the lettuce leaf up and adding it round the side of the dish. And then finally, once we have our meal created, we want to take some sesame seeds, and then just to top it off, take a sprinkle and just sprinkle them on top of the dish like so. And there we have it, our tofu stir fry.